Welcome to the Rich Report, a podcast with news and information on high performance computing. Today, my guest is from HPC Wales. We have David Craddock, who's the chief executive of HPC Wales. David, welcome to the show today.
Thank you very much, Rich. Glad to be here.
Well, I'm glad we could have you today. I've brought your slides up, so why don't you tell us more about what HPC Wales does?
Well, firstly, as an introduction, Rich, HPC Wales is predominantly an economic development project. Wales is a small country in the UK with a population of just over 3 million. Historically, it relied heavily on steel industry and coal industry, and in recent years, with the decline of those industries, it's had to redefine and redevelop its economy, and is now much more reliant on research and innovation coming out of its universities, and the use of that by large and small companies, especially SMEs in Wales, to help grow and develop the knowledge economy. Yep, the vision for HPC Wales is it's threefold primarily. We're looking to install the latest high-performance computing technology in our universities in Wales to provide research services to businesses and also training. And we're looking to provide training at different levels, from those companies and researchers that have very little knowledge of high-performance computing to those that have been using it for a number of years and are experts in it. So we've got a very broad customer base that we're trying to service. So I'll move on to the next slide. Where were we in 2009? Well, we had sort of mixed computational resource in our universities, with really only two universities that had extensive experience in the use of high-performance computing in Cardiff and Swansea. We recognised at the time that computational research was having a very big impact on research in both academia and business, and that it was going to be important for Wales to remain competitive in the global market for us to attract good quality computational researchers into the country so that they could utilise HPC Wales facilities to improve the speed of analysis of very large data sets, and also to encourage collaborations with businesses. HPC Wales has got I think, a unique governance structure amongst university collaborations, in that we've actually, the 12 universities in Wales have got together and established a not-for-profit charitable company that is called HPC Wales, and that's the entity that I'm running. And it is our remit to work on behalf of those universities and our funding stakeholders to deliver the project. As I say, very much economic development project, providing high-performance computing, infrastructure, research collaboration and training facilities to power the economy. Well, what does HPC Wales look like? We've gone for a highly distributed infrastructure with two main hub sites in South Wales, and we've got up to 8 tier sites across the whole of the country. And the primary reason we've gone for a distributed network is to get close to the market, both in terms of engaging with researchers at our universities that are distributed across Wales, but also to get close to businesses that are distributed across the whole of Wales and can tap into expertise and resources that we've got at each of our university sites. Just moving on to the next slide. When we looked at developing HPC Wales, we did a survey of academic research across the whole of Wales, and we found that HPC technology was starting to make an impact in a number of ways across a number of key market sectors. And on this slide, we've just highlighted some examples of the types of projects we're looking to work on with researchers in our universities in collaboration with businesses, both large and small businesses. So, for example, in the digital creative market, there are developments such as supply chain developments, customer service improvements, increased transactional speed, and also creative design for the film industry. In the low carbon sector, we've got a lot of expertise in Wales in modelling of weather patterns, developing climate resistant crops, energy efficiencies, and also climate change modelling. In the life sciences, health and bioscience sector, we're developing techniques to modelling or to provide modelling to replace physical testing, to improve productivity. We've got some projects looking at remote surgery techniques, and also in the food sector looking to improve and speed up the analysis of food safety testing. And then in manufacturing, we've got a very big engineering base, especially at Swansea and Cardiff universities, where we're looking at simulation prototyping, improvements in project management techniques, and improvements in quality control, material developments, and also in product design generally. So, in summary, we're looking to, in HPC Wales, to power the success of research, to try to enhance research in such a way that it will speed up the innovation of new products and services into the market for the benefit of businesses and other organisations operating inside and outside of Wales. And we're trying to develop sort of world-class, high-level skill base in the use of high-performance computing amongst our researchers. And above all, we're looking for HPC Wales to encourage and facilitate university business collaborations, especially with our SMEs, and create new business opportunities, whether it be growing businesses currently within Wales or maybe attracting new businesses to Wales. And hopefully that will grow the economy and grow the number of jobs in Wales in the future. So where are we now? Next slide. At the end of 2011, we have installed Intel Xeon technology, which is Fujitsu's Primergy cluster services. And we've installed that infrastructure at a large number of sites across Wales. We've also got up to 80 to 90 projects wanting to come on to HPC Wales. At this point in time, we've got 10 projects up and running, and we've clearly got a job to get the over 70 or 80 projects up and running over the months to come. The feedback that we've had to date from researchers has been very positive. They've been particularly pleased with the service that we've been providing, and also the fact that our infrastructure is now giving them their results in a much quicker, I'll just repeat that. Our infrastructure is giving them the results in a quicker way than was previously possible with the computing capacity that was here before. So as we speak, in February 2012, we're now open for business, having planned, built infrastructure, put management in place over the last 12 to 18 months. And we're looking forward to working with our customers, our researchers in academia and in businesses across Wales. And hopefully we can do our bit to grow the economy and improve the prospects of Wales in the years to come. So thank you very much for listening, Rich. If you've got any questions, happy to answer them.
I do. Thank you for that, Dave. So, question about a couple slides back, you had that map there, and let me bring that up.
Yep.
So is the plan to have cluster computers at all those sites?
Most of the clusters will be based in the hub sites, and we'll have small clusters in tier sites distributed across Wales. And the thinking there is that although technically it's not essential that we have significant HPC capacity distributed across Wales, what we found is that just having that capability locally and also having the staff locally engages with local researchers and local businesses and encourages the usage of high-performance computing. Because, in our experience to date, there are a lot of businesses that are very interested in using high-performance computing, but, they're generally novices and need a lot of help and support to get the most out of the capacity that we've got.
I was curious about that, David. When you go and meet with these folks from industry that aren't necessarily using high-performance computing, what kind of misconceptions do you run into that people tend to have about supercomputing? With small businesses, I think the first reaction is, that's not necessarily for us. What is supercomputing? How can it benefit our business? And we did an omnibus survey of 500 SMEs in Wales last year, the back end of last year. And we found generally that most businesses weren't entirely sure how high-performance computing and supercomputing could be relevant to them. But if you dig a bit deeper into what these companies are doing, you find out that quite a reasonable number are doing analysis of large data sets. They're involved in computer visualization of design. They're doing computer consumer trend monitoring, searching or profiling. And they're doing simulation and modeling in engineering, or they're doing large-scale quantitative research projects. And so they're doing a lot of the things that supercomputers could help them with. So I think it's early days yet in terms of engaging with SMEs, what I think in America you call the missing middle. But what we're finding is that by talking directly to companies, especially SMEs across Wales, we're starting to see a lot of interest in our capability, and we're seeing that they're wanting to work with us on a number of projects. Initially, I think they're more comfortable working with maybe academic institutions that have experience, but I think as time goes by, then as they become more confident, then they will start to use high-performance computers themselves. So as far as the types of companies you guys help, is it just strictly for Welsh companies?
We're a Welsh economic development project, so our remit is definitely to work with Welsh companies. But what we find in universities across Wales, and I'm sure this is true of universities everywhere in the world, is that our researchers and academics are collaborating with companies all over the world. And also, the business world is a complex environment. So what we're finding is that quite often we're working collaboratively with SMEs and large corporations inside and outside Wales. For example, there are a number of large corporations that do research projects with our universities, and they have SMEs that are suppliers of theirs in Wales, and we're working with both sets of organisations to provide services. But you're right in the sense that our primary remit is to see how we can kind of leverage those relationships and those projects for the benefit of the Welsh economy.
So great. So kind of a wrap-up question here, David. What's your call to action for the folks out there listening? I mean, how do they engage with HPC Wales?
Well, we've developed a new website, and we're planning to organise a number of events across Wales. We've also started to engage with the market internationally. We were present at the HPC 11 conference in Seattle. We'll be present at the conference in Hamburg in the summer, and also we're hoping to be at Salt Lake City in November. So we're talking directly to businesses. We're also engaging with businesses through events that we're organising here in Wales, and also engaging internationally with businesses at supercomputing events in Europe and USA.
Well, terrific. David, we have a lot of efforts going on around the U.S. with the missing middle, and it sounds like now that you're up and operational, I'm thinking there's probably a lot of information to share.
There is indeed, and it'd be good to keep in touch, because I think we're kind of on a journey.
Yeah.
Here, we've got a lot of interest, and it's going to be really interesting to see how things develop over the next 2 to 3 years.
Well, terrific. Well, David Craddock, I want to thank you once again for coming on the show today.
Thank you very much, Rich, and look forward to talking to you again soon.
All right. We'll see you later. That's it for the Rich Report, folks. Stay tuned for more news and information on high-performance computing.